Hi, it's Andrew Bell here. I'll tell you what, we're all getting pretty excited that spring's just around the corner. It's been the coldest winter the Gold Coast experienced in 30 plus years, so looking forward to that spring. Well, today I want to talk about the rental side of things. It's been great to see quite a pickup in investor activity because we continue to have a massive undersupply in relation to rental accommodation. Now, I'm going to go into more detail in a further report about this increased investor activity. But more importantly for today, we need to have a closer look at whether this demand for rental accommodation is likely to continue. We're finally starting to get some good research coming through, some up-to-date research in relation to population movements. I've touched on this previously, but with older data. The most recent data is showing that cities like Melbourne lost some 60,500 people, and Sydney, although faring better, still lost some 5,200 people in the 12 months up to June 2021. Talking in terms of capital cities, we see that Brisbane grew by 21,900 people in the same time frame, which confirms that movement from the south to the north. Clearly, it's the regions that have been picking up the biggest shift with people moving out of cities. Now, if we look back at Melbourne once again, we see that whilst the city of Melbourne lost that 60,500, Victoria regional areas picked up by 15,000 and a few people. Clearly, 45,000 people then moved elsewhere than regional parts of Victoria. Sydney also had a loss of 5,200 as mentioned, but the regional areas picked up by 26,800. Perhaps some of the movement out of Victoria was into that regional New South Wales area. However, let's have a look at Queensland, where we see that Brisbane grew by the 21,900, but the regional areas of Queensland grew by 24,100, significantly more than the city itself. So now when we're talking about regional areas, let's have a little closer look at that. It's not necessarily way out in the country areas that people might think, but this regional area is actually just areas adjacent to the capital city. Part of it, the reason, was to get away from all the congestion of the big city living, but the real reason so many people quote that they moved was because of cheaper housing options. Now, having a close look at Queensland in general, we see the Gold Coast commanded 35% of all the state's regional population growth, with the Sunshine Coast not far behind at just on 30%. Now, both of those are way in front of the next biggest regional area, which was the Fraser Coast at just 7% growth. This trend now has been holding firm well beyond the end of lockdowns and restrictions, and it's truly suggesting that this decentralisation has become a very normal choice for many Australians. Indeed, every time someone moves to the Gold Coast, you tend to find over the next 2 to 3 years, relatives or friends follow suit and join them. So we're likely to see this momentum continue for quite some time. As real estate prices get dearer and dearer in the capital cities and work from home becomes more ingrained as a work practice, this migration to warmer climates and more affordable real estate locations will certainly stay with us. We also saw a recent report that the percentage of people owning their own homes has been in decline, sharp decline. This means there's a growing percentage of our population that are adding to our rental demand. And so we can most definitely expect that demand for rental properties to be with us for a long time to come. Certainly until we can find some solution to the construction side to try and cater for more of this rental demand. Now, as I mentioned, we will talk more about the investor activity in the not too distant future, other than to say right now, residential properties have proven to be one of the best investments in the country. Good capital growth, outstanding yields per annum, and the security of bricks and mortar. Now, I should do one final shout out regarding our upcoming Spring Carnival campaign, which is about to get underway. So if you're thinking of selling a present, please contact us. The details are on screen now, because this will be the last significant promotion of any type here on the Gold Coast this side of Christmas, and certainly the ideal way to get an outstanding result in today's market. Well, stay safe for now. Let's look forward to some warmer weather. All the best.